Good morning. Myself, Ravinder Kaur. Today, my YouTube lecture on research design. So, first of all, is an introduction. Research design is a framework or a guide used for the planning and implementation and analysis of the study. It is systematic plan of what is to be done and how it will be done and how the data will be analyzed. Next is definition. Research design is a master plan or blueprint specifying the methods and procedures for the collecting and analyzing the needs informations in the research study. Next one is elements for research design. Research design is also research design is also known as a blueprint that research selected the carry out their research studies. Sometimes research design is used interchangeably with the term methodology. Research design include major elements like approach, population, sample, sampling technique, time, place, sources of a data collections, and tools and methods of a data collection and methods of a data analysis. So elements first is approach. Approach is also be divided in qualitative and quantitative and both with or without conceptual framework. Next is method of analysis, then population, sample and sampling techniques and tools and time and a method used for the research study. So next is the approach. The approach is it is involved the descriptions of the plan to investigate the phenomena under study in the structured unstructured or a combinations of two methods. Therefore, the approach helps to decide about the presence and absence as well as manipulations and control over variables. Next is the population, sample, and sampling techniques. It also provides the researchers with uh, directions about the population, sample, and sampling techniques which will be used for the research study. So next is the time, place, and source of a data collection. The time and place and source of data collections it other important consequence and essential to ensure effective planning to conduct research study. The tool and methods of the data collection. These elements of research design involves the descriptions of different tools and methods for data collection, for example, questionnaire, interview, and observation, etc. Next one is a methods of the data collection. A research design must also be include the descriptions of methods of data analysis, either quantitative and qualitative techniques that help to researchers to collect the relevant data, which later can be analyzed as per research design plan. Next one is selections of a research design. Factor affecting research design of the research factor affecting selection of research design. Which factor will be a effect during the research design we will select? First is a nature of research problem. Second is purpose of study. Third one is a researcher knowledge and experience. Next is researcher interest and motivation. Next is a researcher ethics and principles, subject and participants. Next is resources, time. Next is a possible control of the extraneous variables. Then user of the study finding. So first of all is nature of research problem. Research decide whether it should be investigate through the experimental and non-experimental and quasi-experimental research approach. So second one is a purpose of the study. Study may be a conduct for the purpose of the direction, prediction, and exploration correlations of research variables. Next is researchers' knowledge and experience. Selections of research design is largely influenced by the researcher's knowledge and experience because they avoid using those designs where they're in the lack of confidence and relevant knowledge and experience. Next is researcher interest and motivation. Motivated researchers always analyze most aspects of research design before selecting one or combinations of a research design. Researchers' ethics and principles. Incorporations of ethics and principles in the research design is essential. This include moral obligations such as respect for the participants and their rights. Next is subjects and participants. The number of the availability of study subject may be influence the selections of research design. If only few subjects are involved, in depth qualitative research design may be chosen, but in the case of large samples the researchers may be opt of the qualitative research design. Then resources. None of the researchers can be a conduct without the resources such as money, equipment, facilities, and support for colleagues. Next is time. Time is also the major factors during a research, conduct a research design. Factor the selections of the research designs. Possible control of extraneous variables. Inefficient design can be minimized, result decrease the errors and control pre-existing and impaired conditions that may be effect of the outcome of the study. Next is uses of the study findings. A research design also involves various methods, collections, and analyze. Therefore, while choosing a research design, researcher must be ensured that research design is appropriate for users for the study finding. So first is a qualitative research design. Qualitative research design is systematic investigations of phenomena by gathering quantifiable data and performing statistical mathematics and conceptualizations techniques. Quantitative research collections informations from existing and potential customers, choosing the sample methods and sending out online survey, online polls, and a questionnaire. Next one is characteristics of a qualitative research design. First is a structured tool, second is sample size, third one is a close end questions, then prior studies. Next is a first is characteristics में क्या आता है? First is structured tools. Structured tools such as survey, polls, questionnaires are used to gather qualitative data. Using such structures method help to collecting in-depth and actionable data for the survey respondents. Next is sample size. Qualitative research is conducted on the significant sample size that is represent the target population. Appropriate sampling methods have to used when driving the sample to a 40 way of the research objectives. Pros and questions are created per as the objectives of the research. These questions help to the collection qualitative data and hence and extensively use of the qualitative research. Then prior studies, various methods related to research topics and studies before collecting feedback from respondent. Next is a quantitative data. Usually quantitative is represented by the table, charts, graphs, and other numerical form. This makes it easy to understand the data and has been collected as per as prone to the validity of the market research. Then is a generalizations of the result. Result of the research methods can be generalized to the entire populations to take appropriate action for the improvement. So advantages of qualitative data is collective, reliable and accurate data. Second one is quick data collection, then wider scope of analyze data analyze. Next is eliminate voices. So research design, types of research design I will show. Types of research design. It is a two type, qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative also be divided into a further types, experimental, non-experimental, and other design. First is a experimental. Experimental, true experimental, quasi-experimental, and pre-experimental. Non-experimental, descriptive design, correlation design, and developmental design, and epidemiological. Other design is methodological, uh, meta-analysis, country data, and survey, outcome research, and evaluation. Next is a qualitative. It is also be phenomenological, ethnographical, and case study, historical, action research is also be included. So next is a qualitative research design. Qualitative is defined as the method of focus on the obtaining data through the open end and conversations communication. This method is not only about what people think about, also why they think so. So characteristics of the qualitative data. Qualitative research method usually collective data from the sites where there is participants are experiencing issues and or problems. These are real-time data. Thank you.